Shalom family, and shalom to the 12 tribes of Israel and to the believing Gentiles. I'm Brother Mark, and I wanted to bring forth a message today regarding the heathen celebration of this day, a day of Thanksgiving. First, I want to give all honor, all glory to the Most High Yah and His only begotten Son, that He opened my eyes, that He gave me revelation, that He has given me a set-apart heart and a set-apart lifestyle, one that does not engage in these worldly feast days and these worldly holidays. The more you look into them, the more you look into not just Thanksgiving, but any of them, you'll see that there is evil, and that there were evil actions or things done for the reasons that these days are created and celebrated. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at what the Most High Yah says is a Thanksgiving, and we're going to talk about what the heathen have done in celebrating their own version of a Thanksgiving, and talk about what we should do as believers on days like today, when we are to remain set apart and separated from even our family on these days. You know, there's many people that struggle with this because their family puts a lot of pressure on them, and they don't understand what they're actually participating in and what the Most High Yah actually says about it. But before we continue, we got to say Tefillah YAHOWAH, which is the Lord's Prayer. It can be found in Matthew, the 6th chapter, 9 through 13. We are going to read it out of the Hebrew Israelite Scriptures today, the Gold Edition, 400 Years of Slavery. Boom. Remember, family, you can go to HebrewIsraeliteScriptures.com and purchase any one of the many books that the Khai YASHUA Press has done. Also, for the hard work, if you're unable to make a purchase, feel free to visit KhaiYASHUA.com, go to tithe and offerings, and leave them a tithe and offering for all their hard work and all their works before the Most High Yah. With that being said, let's say Tefillah YAHOWAH. Avinu, Sheba Shemayim, Yikwada Shemeka, Tabo Malkuteka. Yeyase Rasonka, Keyashir, Keba Shemayim, Gamba Aretz. Tela Nu. Ed Lekum, Zarkenu Hayom, Umakau Lanu. Et Kovotenu. Kamoshe Gam, Anachnu, Machalnu, Lehayavenu wa Altavienu. Lede Nisayon Eli Hatsalenu Mehara Kishaka. He Hamalku, Wahagavora, Wahatafeda, Leome, Olamim, Bashem, Yehoshua, Hallelujah. So, what does the Most High Yah say about Thanksgiving? Let's start with Philippians, the 4th chapter, verses 4 through 6. And let's see what Brother Paulos wrote regarding his understanding of a Thanksgiving. And for those of us that are believers, you got to see a little bit about some of the illustrations in the book, which is amazing. So you have Ethiopian Hebrews reading and studying and worshiping the Most High Yah. There's another beautiful picture of an Ethiopian Hebrew. You can find all these wonderful illustrations of the Yehudim culture in this book. Elder Jediah did a great job bringing these things out. All right, so here we are. Philippians 4, chapter 4, verses 4 through 6. Okay. This is what we are to do. We are to rejoice in Adonai always. And again I say rejoice. Let your moderation be known unto all men. The Adonai is at hand. So this is what we should be offering thanksgiving for, is rejoicing in Adonai always. And again I say rejoice. Let your moderation be known unto all men. The Adonai is at hand. 6. Be careful for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto Elohim. So what Paulos is describing here is how we offer thanksgiving to the Most High Yah. So if we look at verse 6 first, be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. So a thanksgiving unto the Most High Yah, he receives that through prayer and supplication to him, not through commercialism, not through the sitting down at turkey and mashed potatoes and all the things that this world has deemed a part of Thanksgiving. No, to the Most High Yah, we offer thanksgiving within our prayers and our supplications to him, making everything known. So by offering your thanksgiving unto Elohim, he can then understand and know that you are grateful to him. Now, he knows your heart, and he knows that if you truly are grateful. But when you speak those words and you rejoice at him, and you rejoice at Yahuwah has given us his only begotten son as our Adonai, when we rejoice in that before him and we rejoice with thanksgiving, then the Most High Yah knows we're grateful. And he knows that we are a people that are after his heart, not after the heart of the heathen and those of this world that celebrate these pagan holidays. Okay, this lays out what a thanksgiving is according to the Most High Yah, and that is done through prayer and supplication. Okay, so many people in this country, many heathens in this country, over the course of their history, have completely offered days of Thanksgiving to what, I don't know, they say it's God, but we see right here, the Most High Yah says that a Thanksgiving comes through prayer and supplication. So we're not dealing with the same person, okay? We're just not. We're not dealing with the same being. We're not dealing with the same. We're just not dealing with the same thing. We are following what the Most High Yah says, that is to offer thanksgiving through prayer and supplication. Okay, so there is a history of Thanksgiving in this country, and it changed throughout the years and throughout the different time periods. The first, of course, in air quotes, the first Thanksgiving that they teach our children in the school system and in the world is that it was a peaceful dinner between the pilgrims and the natives, and it was a kumbaya thing, and that they were all happy and offering Thanksgiving. Well, let's talk about the first thing that's wrong with that. I doubt the natives celebrated the same things that the heathen did. Okay, so that's the first problem we're running into. As we see here early on, the heathen is trying to force Christianity and force their belief system upon a people that don't believe what they believe, that have their own sets of belief system. And this is something that is heavy in this country and heavy amongst the heathen of the Western world, which is that their way is the best way, and that their way is the only way, and that it doesn't matter if you believe in something else or follow something else. You should just participate in what we participate in and what we've designed, and just shut up about it. Okay, this was not a kumbaya thing that occurred. Okay, the natives very much saved the pilgrims and were there for them and helped them through harsh conditions. But the natives did not, or excuse me, the pilgrims did not return the favor with true heartfelt thanksgiving. No, they returned the favor with wickedness and evil acts of sin. They destroyed the villages of the natives, burning their dwellings down, raping, killing, stealing from them. And this is all after they quote unquote gave thanksgiving to God for deliverance from such savage people, I guess. No, it's wicked. Family, we cannot participate in Thanksgiving. It is wicked. Okay? So that's the first one, of course. And throughout the colonial period, Thanksgiving was a big tradition in the Northeast because, of course, Plymouth Rock, Massachusetts, all that stuff is in the Northeast. Thanksgiving is a very Northeastern feast day and holiday that they have created. And over the course of the years of the colonies, from their inception in the early 1600s to their separation from the British Empire in 1776, over the course of those years, many times what a governor or somebody in charge of a small principality would create days of Thanksgiving, and they always were piggybacked on the back of some kind of deliverance or blessing and protection from the natives, which usually involved them killing, going to war with them, and it was always framed in a way as this is God's blessing for us. So we must offer thanksgiving to him because he delivered us from the natives. So that was what Thanksgiving was during the colonial period. Fast forward a bit, once we get to about, before I fast forward also, there was actually a proclamation made by George Washington, the first president of this country, describing what Thanksgiving is. Okay. And when we fast forward to Abraham Lincoln, and during the 1860s, Abraham Lincoln was the first president to make it a national holiday. He decreed, because on behalf of the many letters that he received and suggestions, that they felt like this would be a good idea to help bring the Union together during the Civil War. That this would be a time to break bread and to still be thankful for what we have in this country, despite the tribulations they were dealing with in terms of their military conflict amongst themselves. So Abe Lincoln made a proclamation and a decree that made Thanksgiving a national holiday. So again, it was, of course, a national holiday, but it kind of fledgling just kind of was a day between 1865 and about 1920. And it was in 1920 that Thanksgiving kind of became what it is today. That was the infusion of capitalism. That's when Macy's created their Thanksgiving Day Parade. That's when not only Macy's, but many retailers felt like this would be a great opportunity to kickstart a holiday shopping season. So the Thanksgiving we know today was born in that era. But Thanksgiving as a whole is a day that was created by the heathen to celebrate the murder, rape, and pillaging of the natives in their land. Okay. Before we go on to the next part, I wanted to share a message with those that may be struggling. First and foremost, on days like today, if you truly struggle with the flesh and truly struggle with wanting to see your family and participate in this day, I suggest you fast and pray. Anytime there's a day like this, I suggest you fast and pray to strengthen your mind and to strengthen your resolution in the Most High Yah, and to also strengthen in your mind what is right. As Gentiles, we cannot go along with the ways of the heathen, because that is what we were doing before the Most High Yah called us. So we cannot go back into our sin. There's a proverb about a dog going back to his vomit. We are not going back to our vomit. That is Thanksgiving. Okay? So the first recommendation, if you're struggling with the flesh, is to pray and fast about it. Search the word. Okay? You will receive the revelations you need. You will receive the wisdom you need. You will receive the scriptures you need to rebuke those that want you to participate in this day. As we learned with Hamashiach, when he went against the adversary after being immersed, that what you have to do with the adversary is you have to fight back with scripture. When you're fighting the adversary, is very much like a boxing match or a mixed martial arts fight, which is he is going to throw a shot at you and you have to counter it. And the way we counter the adversary is we use the word. Because you saw when Yahushua used the word, the adversary departed. Okay? So there will be many people in your family that may not like that you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but simply stand on the word of the Most High Yah, pray, fast, and wax bold. Wax bold. Wax bold against your family. Wax bold against what is considered the norm. We are to be set apart, and this is not a day that we should be participating in. The whole essence, the entire aura, and the entire being of Thanksgiving is a day to celebrate the heathen's triumph over the adversary, and the triumph which led to the greater fulfillment of what they believe is their manifest destiny, and that they believe in some way that God has blessed them with this country, and that they must offer thanksgiving to them.